So what is working on Pinterest right now so that you can get globs of traffic to your blog and then you can monetize that audience through whatever means you have on your blog? The simplest way is through ads, and that's what I've been doing on my niche sites. So for example, the goal is to get a lot of traffic, and currently on my main niche site, I have over 105,000 page views or 89,000 sessions. That type of traffic, all those people flooding to my niche site, look at the ads on my blog passively while they're looking at my blog post, and I get paid for those impressions. So you can see based on these analytics, I am paid over $3,000 just for that one site. I have several sites and several of them are monetized. Not all of them have reached 100,000 page views, but some of them have reached 70,000. Some of them have reached 40,000, 20,000. So all of that counts when you want to monetize your blog through ads. And so it is possible to make consistent income. This is even more than previous. Back a few months ago, I was making 2,000. So I crossed the 100,000 page view metric kind of thing. And now I'm making 3,000. So I'm really happy about that. I'm going to try and grow my second to oldest niche site to that because it's around 70 to 80,000 page views and get that up going. So I'm excited for that process, but that is the potential. So go ahead and enroll in my Pin to Profit Blueprint, where you can start learning these tactics here and start earning $5,000 a month at least. Like I said, I'm earning over $6,000 to $7,000 with this process. All right, so let's look at the first thing that works on Pinterest right now, and you'd be surprised, but it's group boards. Now, here's a story for you. When I had my main twins mommy profile here, I was on like 100 group boards. Because back in 2017, 2018, that was the thing. You get on the group boards and you get traffic. I didn't get a lot of traffic, but I got traffic. Well, over the years, we learned that Pinterest was deprioritizing those group boards. They weren't really showing them to people in general or that person's audience. Like it just wasn't working. So I removed like all of them, over 100 of them. So now I just have my own boards. And I archived any ones that don't fit my niche or that I had a group board. I had this one, this one, this one, and that one. I had 1, 2, 3. I had 4 group boards because I thought, wow, this is working so well. So I'm just going to create my own. So I had to remove all of that, archive them, remove the other ones, and it's not working. However, I started new niche sites around the same time, and I decided to try group boards on one of them, and it exploded my traffic. Like I was surprised by that. I thought, okay, well, maybe for certain niches, it works. Now, since my twins mommy profile at the time was about blogging, of course it didn't work. I wasn't sharing things that pinners liked, but my niche sites I'm sharing things that they like. So now I'm trying to get on group boards. Ideally, you want to get on group boards that have a little join button. That's the most passive way. So you can spend like 10 minutes once a week and search your topic plus group board, and then find the ones that have a join button and just join them automatically. And then there might be a few group boards that you think are really good and that you want to join. Read through it, see what you have to do. Sometimes you have to join their newsletter or mention or follow them on Instagram and then message them there, or join their Facebook group, whatever it is. I personally don't do that since these are my niche sites. They're anonymous. I can't really do that. So I do the ones that are the easiest for me, which typically are these ones that have a join button, or it tells me that I can just message them on their pin. And that's what I do. So try group boards. Don't join a lot of them. I'd say no more than 10 and see how that goes. The next thing that's working actually that I'm a bit surprised is that most of the pins that I create have text on them. You can see here, you can visibly and easily see all the pins that have text on them. And so I didn't care for making pins that had no text, but like I said, with these niche sites, I'm like, let me try this. I need to try these things that I don't normally try. And I was pleasantly surprised at how well it works, but it works for certain niches. I would think it would work for highly visual topics. For example, this is an image that I shared on Pinterest and it has almost 9,000 clicks, right? So, and it's just an image and that's it. Over on this profile, on my twins mommy profile, I shared this image and it has 3.6 thousand pin clicks. Now I'm only concentrating on the pin clicks and not really the saves or the impressions, because that is what brings in the income. That is what brings me the traffic when I get pin clicks to my blog. I know that just straight up images work and you don't need text. Now, I don't do this a lot for my twins mommy profile because I do need text to sort of tell people what this is about. But when I have a highly visual topic, like these are crafting ideas, sewing project ideas, then people can look at this and be like, oh, those are cute heart-shaped coasters. Like, it's obvious that I am highlighting those coasters and it's like a crafting project. And obviously they're going to look at that and read the title underneath it, which is sewing projects, I believe. So it just entices them to click and see what other projects I have on that blog post. So I'm appealing to the pinners in that manner. I'm not going to put an image of someone blogging on a laptop, then underneath say, here are the Pinterest analytics you need to look for as a blogger. I don't think that's going to get a lot of clicks because they're looking at that picture and it's like, what? Oh, she has a new laptop. I want a new laptop. Like, it doesn't make any sense with the topic. But with crafting, it definitely does. With home decor, it really does. With food, it really does. With fashion, it really does. Think about those types of visual topics. You can have just a plain image. Even on a parenting blog, if you talk about like craft projects, having a cute craft project will garner pin clicks without text. So try adding that. Don't change your entire strategy just to have images and no text. I would do a blend, but I would mostly do text and then maybe 20% images. The next thing that is working is these like non-branded pins. I stopped adding my site's name to the bottom of my pins and it's made no difference. I also changed the type of pin that I create so that it's not just one style, and that works as well. I am creating pins of the same post that look different, that have a different font, that have different colors, that have different images, and that is working as well. Whereas before, I was really gung-ho on having branded pins so people remember, oh, that's a Twins Mommy pin. Oh, that's a Smart Mom Ideas pin. I was really gung-ho about that, and it helped bring some traffic, of course, loyal followers, of course. But now, because these are my niche sites, these are sort of anonymous, and I'm sort of mimicking that for my Twins Mommy blog, I am not putting my name there. I am using different fonts, different colors, and all of that. And it is working. It is working a lot better than branded pins. So that is something to consider, because I still hear Pinterest marketing gurus talk about having branded pins, you know, because it still works. But I feel like this works even better because you are attracting different audiences. Someone might stop at my incredible air dry ideas with these flowers, but another person doesn't care about that. But they might, if I show a picture of earrings instead, or a mirror that you can make, that might get them to stop. And instead of using pink, I was using purple or yellow and brighter colors, neon colors. That got them to stop instead. So I am attracting different audiences, some that like collages, some that don't. And so I want you to start playing around with that. If you need help, I do have my Pinterest templates from Canva that you can use. Once you purchase those, you get access to the Canva workspace that you can make a copy of, and there you go. And I'll make sure to put that link in my description below. Another thing that I'm finding that is working is the amount you pin per day. Now, I have some profiles that I'm pinning a lot and other ones that I just don't, because first of all, they're brand new. They don't have a lot of blog posts, and I'm not going to put them in a scheduler because then my feed will be 3 blog posts over and over and over again on my profile, and it looks very spammy. I need a lot of blog posts, at least 10. I need a lot of pins, and then I can schedule them in a scheduler. And that's what I've been doing with my niche sites. I can't manually pin. I have worked on how many a day, depending on how many blog posts I have. For my older ones, I can pin more. For my newer ones, I pin less. And I find that on some of them, I just set it for 5 to 10 pins a day, and I like forgot about these older, like these sites that I started, but then I moved on to other things, and they were doing fine. They were growing. I hit the seasonal trending topic that got viral pins. I really don't know, but something worked. And so I'm confident to say that you can pin 10 pins a day and get traffic. If you want more though, I would have more blog posts, more pins, then you can jump up to 20, 30, 40, whatever you feel comfortable. In my pin and win course, I do teach you a process and how far to go, how many pins you should be pinning a day maximum. And you can see the results in that course. Another thing that is working are AI pin descriptions. I've been doing that lately. So for example, this one is AI here. Get creative with these air dry clay projects that are perfect for beginners and pros alike. Whether you're crafting mini sculptures or making chic jewelry trays, these ideas are easy to customize, and it just goes on and on and on. I have a prompt in ChatGPT to give me a sort of engaging, keyworded fill description. I've also have another prompt where I have it highly engaging, and then I just dump the keywords at the end of this. So you can see here, this is the engaging part that you can see. Tired of antibioting your home? These natural and safe solutions actually work. No harsh chemicals, just simple DIY methods to keep tiny pests away for good. And then these are the keywords: ant repellent, tiny ants, rid of ants, get rid of ants, ant killer, bug repellent, insect repellent, DIY cleaning products. I have that at the end because most people aren't going to see that. They're going to see this right here. Okay. So I have 2 different prompts and I use both of them, and they're both AI. I am perfectly fine with that. Since Pinterest uses AI for the SEO and to find these pins and all that, you need to, have your description at least have some keywords that it identifies what your pins are. You can see, because this is about getting rid of ants in the kitchen, all the related pins are about that topic. Pinterest knows what this pin is about. So I'm going to get the right traffic because it knows based on my words on the pin, if I have them, the picture of the ants, if there are some, and the title, and ants and bug killer in my description. It knows what it is. So you can see here. So don't be afraid to use AI for your pin descriptions. So another thing that is working that I recently started doing is creating general niche boards, and not only like niche down topical boards. So for example, this one here, DIY air dry clay projects, is highly niche down to that topic versus DIY crafts, which is a huge general niche topic. All right, so I'm finding that both work. And this is new because for like the last 2 years, I was only doing highly niche down boards because I'm like, wow, that's working. I'm getting a lot of traffic because my board is, here, decorate your office at work. And this one is Easter desk decor versus fabric crafts. I never did one that was just fabric crafts, or one that was just home office, or one that was just kid activities. Those are general, broad topics. So I started incorporating those, and it seems to work as well. I'm just getting more boards for my pins so I can put them on different boards that I have. Try both, and I've been doing both, and that is working. Another thing that I started recently doing is commenting on pins. I don't do it very often because, I don't get a lot of engagement as far as like what they say, like awesome tip, wow, awesome. So I take a look and see, and sometimes I'll answer them, sometimes I won't, and that's it. So you can comment on them and engage with them. That just brings more engagement to your pin already. It shows here that you have 2 comments. So there's lots of comments here. Some of them aren't always the best, but I just monitor as much as I can to see what I can add. But like I said, some of them are okay and some of them aren't. So I have a lot discussions in some of the pins, and I'll engage with them, and sometimes I won't. If it's all just weird things, I'm not going to engage with them. But if the more engagement you have in your pins, then those pins are doing well. And those pins are bringing traffic. Like those are my top posts, most of them, that are getting that engagement. So monitor your engagement, comment when it's appropriate. Sometimes I'll get questions of like, oh, this doesn't have the full instructions for this craft. And I'm like, oh no, I forgot. So then I go back and I'll add it and I'll tell them, oh, thank you for letting me know. I added the instructions, or it wasn't clear. And I'm like, okay, I made it clearer for you. I'll do things like that when they alert me. But for the most part, I try to accommodate the people that are commenting on my pins and then add a comment myself. So that drives up engagement, which is a signal for Pinterest that your profile is meaningful, that is popular. And you want that. You want those signals so that Pinterest can grab onto that and elevate. And the next thing that is working and has been working is a scheduling tool. Now, a lot of people are afraid to use ones that aren't approved by Pinterest, but I've been using Pin Generator. It's not approved by Pinterest. Been using it for my niche sites, and I haven't had any issues with it at all. That is something that I teach in Pin and Win. I show you how to use it, what to do, and it's working. I like that scheduler, and I use it for all my niche sites. And then the last thing is using pin clicks. I would not be where I am today or making the money that I'm making today without this tool. This tool has really helped me find the right keywords that have a lot of volume, that Pinterest knows about through their taxonomy and related interests, that it is a strong topic on Pinterest, then I know I'm picking the right topics. If I find topics that don't have a related interest, that don't have a taxonomy, that don't have a high volume, that is unknown, I'm hesitant to try those topics, but it doesn't mean that it's not getting traffic. Maybe PinClicks hasn't aggregated it yet, but I've been sticking just to the ones that actually, show that there is volume, that there is taxonomy and related interest in all that. You can use it easily by just searching any keyword you want. Like right now, I bet you summer nails is probably a big topic. So I can search suggestions just to get like a snapshot. And you can see here that it's getting a lot of volumes, that it is a big interest, a section, pillar, whatever on Pinterest, nails, totally. And so I can go and be like, look, I can just write a post about pink summer nails. There you go. I can feasibly get good traffic because it's 109,000 search volume. So a lot of people are searching for that. I can do something like that if I wanted to, or I can do something like simple nail designs for summer. I can do lots of things. If I had a nail blog or a fashion blog, I would definitely do something like that. And so PinClicks really helps me narrow down what the best topic is. I can also look at the top pins and see, well, is it a roundup? Is it 25 summer nails? Or is it the viral summer nail from TikTok or something? Like, is it one idea? Is it multiple ideas? That gives me a lot of insight on how to write this content. So if you haven't already, try PinClicks for free. You can use my link down below and try that out. So that is what's working right now for Pinterest. Tell me in the comments below if you've seen anything else, or if you feel the things that I've mentioned aren't working for you. Don't forget to grab my free Pin and Profit Blueprint guide over at twinsmommy.com. And I will see you in the next video.